What is going on, federal employees? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode where we're talking about why it takes so freaking long to get your money when you retire as a federal employee. What you can do to hopefully reduce that time and at least be prepared when it does, because there's only so much we can do at this point. So, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Dallin Haas. Welcome. I'm a financial planner serving federal employees just like you, helping them get the most out of their retirement, their benefits, and to retire comfortable and confident. And again, today, we're talking about why it takes so long, about 6 months, to get your full pension starting in retirement. So let me paint you a picture. Let's say you retire tomorrow, okay? You know how you've been used to those paychecks, right? Those paychecks every 2 weeks. It's been nice, right? Every 2 weeks, money shows up. It's a wonderful thing, right? Well, let's say you retire tomorrow. Well, what if I told you your full pension? Yeah, you're gonna have to wait about 6 months plus, or maybe 12 months, right? For your full pension to start showing up in that bank account of yours. That's stressful, right? That doesn't work for many people who are used to that consistent thing and maybe don't have the cash ready to go. So let's first talk about why it takes so long, how to potentially reduce how long it takes, and if we can't reduce it for you, hey, let's be prepared, right? First things first. Why the heck does it take so long to start receiving your pension, your FERS pension as a federal employee when you retire? Okay, number one. First, there's backups, right? OPM, the agency that processes all these things, right? OPM, they've got backups, especially if you retire at a busy time of year. It takes just a long time for them to first receive all the information from your agency, for them to process it, for all that jazz, right? It just takes a long time. And the government isn't known to be the most efficient in the world, right? It's not known for that. So it just takes a while. And if you have a more complicated career, then things are gonna take a little longer. Maybe you had a divorce. Maybe you had other things that it takes a little longer for them to look through to make sure you got all the documents, all those things. Now, one of the last reasons things can get delayed and things just take a long time to start receiving your money is the fact that sometimes people make mistakes, right? Maybe you fill out the application incorrectly. Maybe you don't have all the documents you need. Maybe your agency didn't submit everything they needed to OPM. It all happens. I've seen it happen all the time. These are some of the reasons it takes so stinking long to receive your money. So what are we talking about though? Really, on average, these are just averages, right? I've seen people get money really soon. I've seen people take a year and a half to get their pension, okay? But on average, this is how it works. When you retire, it takes about 1 to 4 weeks to receive your lump sum payment from unused annual leave. If you haven't heard about that, you can check out my other videos on that. But you get a lump sum for any unused annual leave you have at retirement. Again, it takes 1 to 4 weeks, okay? Next, it takes about 4 to 8 weeks to receive any communication at all from OPM. Again, averages. That's the first time you hear from OPM saying, hey, we received your application, we're gonna start working on it, okay? Again, about 4 to 8 weeks is when you receive access to your TSP, where assuming you are retiring after 55, you could generally get into your TSP without penalties, generally. Sometimes it's earlier if you're a special provisions federal employee or something else, right? But assuming you have access to it, or assuming you are the right ages, you can get access to it without penalty about 4 to 8 weeks after that time. Now, between 4 and 12 weeks, you start receiving what they call interim payments. Basically, OPM says this, hey, look, we know we haven't got your full pension to you. We know we haven't got that to you yet, but here is a partial payment to kind of get you through, okay? It's just gonna be a small part of your full pension to get you through between when they start processing everything and when your full pension kicks into gear. And then on average, it takes about 3 to 6 months total for your interim payments to stop, for them to start your full pension again. Now, when they're paying those interim payments, they're going to send you basically a payment that's going to make up for everything they missed during the time they're processing. It's just a matter of when, okay? So those are the averages. Those are the averages and why it happens, okay? Now, if you fill out your application absolutely perfect, and let's say your agency did everything perfect, what if it still takes 6 months? Well, it certainly could. It could take even longer. You don't know. So you want to make sure you have cash on hand ready to go. Now, again, you'll be able to access your TSP within a couple months of retiring, but you want to make sure you've got plenty of cash so you're not stressed during that time. So again, save up an emergency fund, save up something so that you're in a good place when the time comes. Now, if you want a timeline of what you need to be doing before retirement, and then in the months after retirement. I've got a whole piece of content on that. If you just Google, it's called FERS, Federal Retirement Timeline, what to expect in the first year of retirement. If you could go back to my website, it's there. If you just Google that, it's gonna come up, right? And I've got a diagram, I've got a whole piece of content on when you need to be submitting documents and a bunch of things to make sure you understand what the timeline is going to look like for you in retirement. But those are the biggest things on why it takes so long to receive your pension in retirement and the things that you can do about it. And again, sometimes we can't do anything about it. You can only be so good, and it's going to take how long it takes, okay? So I hope that's helpful. If you actually have already retired and you know exactly how long it took to you, please put in the comments below on the YouTube channel, share, and that is how our entire community, everyone gets better and learns from each other, and we'll go from there. So I hope that's helpful. Have an incredible rest of your day. We'll see you guys next time.